You got me all over town. I don't know what to do. I'm running in circles for you, baby. Ring-a-ling-a-ding-ding my bell. Honey, spell. Baby, might as well spin like a horse on a carousel. Oh, you got me on my feet, dancing on the 1, 2, 3. Just when I'm ready to go, I'm running in circles for you, baby. Ring-a-ling-a-ding-ding my bell.
I'm Michael Friedman. I'm a dentist. I was in the U.S. Army from 1965 to 1966. In late 1965, I was deployed to Vietnam as a dentist, and I was stationed about 15-20 miles from Saigon. I got into the Army as an obligated volunteer. During the Vietnam War, they were drafting also professionals because they had to fill the professional corps. So if you graduated medical or dental school and you decided to open up your own practice, you took a chance of being drafted after you set up and spent a lot of time building up a practice, and then being called out for 2 years, you would come back with no practice left. So it was called an obligated volunteer. We volunteered to go in, but we were obligated to go in at some time. So in order to get that commitment over with, most of our dental class volunteered to go in right after dental school, and so did the meds. They decided to go in right after medical school to get their obligation over with. When I got there, we didn't have any quarters to sleep in. We just bunked wherever we could. But shortly afterward, there were about 6 officers decided that we would like to have more permanent quarters at the evac hospital. So we decided to commandeer a GP large tent, which was a very large tent. It normally slept about 25 to 50 soldiers, but there were 6 or 8 of us who decided to commandeer this GP large, and we built a floor. Built a tent, and we partitioned the little rooms inside of it, so we each had a little cubicle, a bed, a desk, a wardrobe, an easy chair, so we had a little privacy for ourselves. That worked out fine until there was a typhoon when we were staying there, and all of a sudden the typhoon destroyed our tent, so we had to rebuild the tent from scratch. That was not fun, but we did that. In an evac hospital, I performed routine dental care. In emergencies, I helped with some of the casualties that were in, but most of my duties were routine dental care. We did most of our work from about 7 o'clock in the morning until about 8:30 in the morning. And at that time, most of the soldiers were out on patrol, so we didn't have much to do until late afternoon when the soldiers came back from patrol, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and at that time we again did any routine dental care. During emergencies, of course, we helped out. Now, it was a little bit boring because we didn't do a heck of a lot during the day, and into the program that the Dental Corps had, they initiated a program called MedCap. Now, MedCap was a volunteer program which we could volunteer for every month or month and a half. We went out to these remote villages that had not seen medical or dental care for a long time, or they had no access to it. And there was no charge to these people, and we did it as what was called a pacification program. So we would show these villagers who had no idea who Americans or the good guys in the South Vietnamese army were. We were good guys performing this nice service for them, medical and dental care. When we went out to the villages, we went out with a security force. There was a jeep full of security soldiers armed to the teeth ahead of us and one behind us, and then our jeep with our supplies and the meds with their supplies. So we got to a village, and the security team would set up a secure perimeter around the village, so we were protected. KJ team was a dental unit that was composed of 2 dental officers and their enlisted assistants. A KJ team went out to the pacification program to the villages. So I went out with another dental officer and our enlisted assistants. That was the designation for the KJ team. And we would perform routine dental care, mainly extractions and maybe a temporary filling that a patient would need until they could get to a facility where they could perform more permanent filling. So it was a lot of routine care. Children, a lot of children needed extractions on their teeth because their nutrition was very poor, so they had a lot of cavities and they were not repairable. So we did routine extractions, and adults came in with pain, and we did whatever had. So it was really as much as we could do on a temporary basis for them. We would work there for the entire morning until lunchtime. And lunchtime, the villagers would supply us with a very, very nice lunch. And after that, we went back to work until it was a little bit before sundown. So we would head back to the base so we wouldn't be caught after sundown out in the open. And they were very appreciative of our services. And we did that every month or month and a half. For humanitarian purposes, plus to eliminate the boredom that we had during the day. So we went out there. It was kind of nice, and we knew the patients were very appreciative of us, and gave you a good feeling to do that. It was something that I would have never gotten to do if I didn't volunteer. It was an experience that I did not regret doing.